afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to Cryptochapuk UK and Merry Christmas to you all, okay? I know it's been a bit of a poor 2018. As it comes to a close, I want to talk to you about a few things. I want to mention stuff about 2018, perhaps a bit about 2017, and maybe a little bit about what we should expect in 2019. As you can see, I'm getting all Christmassy. Look at me. I've got my Christmas meal in a couple of days, got my Santa's hat on, got my tinsel. Gets bloody everywhere, this stuff. Like, I have to get the vacuum cleaner out after. Can't stand this mess. Not good, not good. But it is Christmas, okay? And it's probably, but as the year's coming to an end, it's time to talk a little bit about 2018 and how it's been. Okay, I have made some notes so I don't forget what I'm talking about. It's not exactly a script, but I'm going to go through it and hopefully some information good for you there. So basically, as it's coming very close to the end of 2018, and we all know how bad it's been in the crypto market, especially if you're a hodler. I mean, if you're a long-term hodler, it might not matter so much 2018, of course. If you got in, even say just coming up to mid-2017, it wouldn't matter so much. But certainly if you got in January 2017 or any time before, you are going to be pretty much in a safe place. Very good place, to be honest. It's mainly only the people who've got in on the big upward movement, the huge bullish movement, and the highs. Perhaps you FOMO'd. Perhaps you just misjudged where you were going in. That are perhaps going to feel a real negative effects. But the way that it's dropped from its all-time high across the board has been dramatic. We know that. So we can all agree that it's been a pretty poor year. Of course we can. We can agree that. Unless perhaps you're an awesome day trader, CFD trader, or something of similar. Something like that. Now that's very tricky. I am going to do a video on CFD trading at some point. I'm going to do a video on day trading. And I'll go through some stuff. That'll be sometime in the new year. Yes, there is some value in that, but it is tricky and it's hard to make money. One of the big problems you've got when you're doing CFD trading or day trading is setting your losses, your stop losses. You've got to set that at a very small percentage. If you look at stuff like the foreign exchange, like the Forex trading, they have a very small percentage of stop losses when it drops. Okay, but that's something worth looking at. But long term, as far as I'm concerned, don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor, so have a look at the cryptos yourself, have a look at the blockchain yourself and decide. But you all know, as far as I'm concerned, where this market is going, and I'm very happy to carry on, not only investing, but carry on here. I'm not going anywhere, ladies and gents. I am staying for God, through thick and thin, through the good times and the bad. I will be here. So what have been some of the negatives from the last year, and what have we learned? Okay, now this is just a few things that I want to be noted, and I wanted to make people aware of. So people FOMO'd in at a very late part of 2017, not knowing when to enter or where to enter the space. Okay, where best to enter and where the best timing and the best opportunities are. Now that's a big tricky thing, isn't it? Especially when you're late in the game. And I mean, at the moment, obviously you're not late in the game when it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain. You're still early, even now, as far as I'm concerned. But when you're looking at the way it was last year, 2017, particularly coming to the very late part of last year, there was a lot of FOMO. Of course there was. There was a lot of people going on a wide range of cryptocurrencies, ICOs and stuff like that. It was a bit wild, okay, which I will talk about here. So obviously 2018, it's indicated that a lot of the growth by the end of 2017 was a great deal of FOMO. It does do that, and it was speculation, not adoption. You know, most of it was not about adoption. Don't forget, there was a lot of institutions already in there, a lot of banks and stuff like that, a lot of businesses looking at it and utilising cryptos. But as far as like kind of retail, domestic adoption, I think that was speculation only, because there's not enough there, not enough functionality there yet, and that's being developed. Okay, the people getting on the highs will have felt most or a lot of the pain. They all felt a lot of it, of course, and perhaps put them off cryptos and the blockchain for good. So they certainly, you know, people who've got in on the highs, kind of FOMO'd in or considered where they were going in as being the bottom, if they were thinking about that. When it does the big drops, and it's had the big drop this year, many drops throughout the year, they are going to feel like they've lost out a lot. Now, if they've pulled out, that's a big problem. So it's always given rise to negative media. Obviously, in 2017, it got a lot more exposure for such growth and adoption, or so-called adoption. But it's also this year has given rise to the negative media jumping on it. Anybody who's against the blockchain, against cryptocurrencies, any of the blockchains, and cryptocurrency in general, certainly given the opportunity to give bad press. So the negative media definitely gives a poor impression of Bitcoin, of the altcoins, and the blockchains in general. Of course it does, gives it a negative press and media, okay? Imagine if anybody pulled out after the huge drops. I mean, imagine that. Imagine they see huge drops in panic and they pull out and they may have lost money. And in some cases, they may have lost a lot of money. Now, I really do feel for these people, and I really wish that they've educated themselves before they went in, made sure they were happy going in first, of course, but also learned not to start panicking and pull the money out, because that's when you actually lose. And I think they may find, as long as they went on the right cryptos, later on down the line they'll regret pulling it out because of where it'll probably be in the future. Okay, but we'll see how that goes, obviously, coming in the new year and heading past 2019 as well. So what about some of the positives? What about some of the positives of 2018? Well, we've learned the need for improved and more education on this market and the technology. It has given opportunities. I mean, one big thing, it's given us and other people opportunity to get in at lower prices, and also for new people entering the space, given a great opportunity to get involved at a lower mark, you know. So getting in at the right time, okay. So for many people, that's really important. So it's also given us further chances and opportunities to accumulate more, particularly in the cryptos that you or I or anybody else is confident in. So if you're confident in a cryptocurrency, you've already got a position on it, you're getting an opportunity to get in there and basically accumulate more, okay? So if you're confident where it's going to be in the future, you're getting a great opportunity to accumulate more, which is really important. It's very, very important. Okay, we also learned, me in particular, learned to stick to the fundamentals of crypto on the blockchain, the essential stuff that definitely needs to be on there. You know, not some of the real rubbish or odd altcoins, some of the stuff that we reckon are really going to be on. Don't get me wrong, they've all had massive drops from their all-time highs, and they all look damaged, you know. But obviously, if you extend your vision, you'll see that. This year has also provided a call for the poor, or a cull, in fact. There'll be a cull across the board for all the poor and dodgy projects out there, and hopefully it'll help to clean the market a little bit. So to clean the market up a little bit I mean, there's so many cryptocurrencies out there, so many ICOs that came late 2017, early 2018, and it was just getting ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Kind of like, you know, what did he call it when they're talking about people investing? It's like crowdfunding, okay? So anything like that, you have got to be careful, okay? And a lot of people went crowdfunding wild, I think. So in general, a lot of the ICOs are that. You have to be careful. I'm not saying ICOs are completely out there and shouldn't be, but it definitely has shown and taught people, I think, anybody who's still in this space, that you do have to be extra careful. Don't just take somebody's word for it. Certainly go and do your own research, and certainly be either, if you're going to have a punt, make sure you're punting money you don't mind losing. But if you are going to have a serious investment, serious speculation in something, then certainly check it out properly. Give it some real extra time, and then you're probably going to have a safer bet. You're going to have a safer position in what you're doing. Tighten up on your criteria. Definitely important. I think that's one thing that a lot of people have learned. But we've also learned that universities, colleges, governments, companies, countries, institutions, and many other departments all around the world this is happening, they're all preparing, teaching, learning, and getting involved in cryptocurrencies and the blockchains. This isn't fluff, this isn't rubbish. These people, students, the percentage of students that are involved around the world, you know, Canada, USA, all these other countries, UK, all countries around Asia. There is so many countries, governments, and there's so many institutions, banks, and other companies getting involved in it and also educated in it. So that is a very, very, very good sign. Okay, and I've been talking about that in some other videos. Very, very good sign. And one of the most important things everyone needs to learn is to have a much longer and wider vision. Now, I'm hoping a lot of people have learned this. I say this many, many times. Widen your vision. Of course you do with any market, okay? Look for the opportunities. Don't always see these crashes as, oh my God, it's all over, it's so sad. Look at the opportunities there, and that's where you'll accumulate more of the stuff that's going to do well, and you're also going to get yourself a better position for the future and make more gains. Of course, that's what you're going for. If you're going for cryptos for speculative reasons, for speculation, then obviously you want the more gains. So it's very important that you do that, okay? So what about 2019? Okay, what's going to happen there? Well, who knows exactly? I mean, there's only so far we can go down. I'm still currently in a great position on most of my cryptos, certainly the key ones of the top 100. Some of the obscure ones that I went on last year, yeah, they're not worth a great deal, but I did put them as a punt anyway, okay? And what I'm doing is I've tightened up so much, for me personally, I've tightened up so much, and I'm only going on the fundamental ones that I know need to be there, that are good. Let me just move my hat over here like this. Yes, there we go. That are really needed to be. They are blockchains, or they need to be on the blockchain. They are proper cryptocurrencies, and they have got huge potential in the future, including Bitcoin, obviously. Bitcoin's key. I'm always securing my position more in there. I'm always accumulating more as I go along. But, you know, if you ever want to know which ones I'm in, let me know. If you ever want to talk about or discuss any of them, let me know, of course, as well. But let's have a look. There's a few good signs for the new year, of course. Just like I said, the colleges, universities and stuff like that. One good sign is Bitcoin doing what's called a stock market inverse correlation. So it's called a stock market inverse correlation. And basically all the world markets dropped and Bitcoin was the only one that went up. And it went up a considerable amount recently. I was trying to get in at just less than 3,000. It didn't quite make it. It went down to about $3,180 or whatever it was. And I was going to put some more money in there. I was going to get myself some more Bitcoin at that point. That's the main one I was going for. And I didn't. And it went back up and it's over 4K now. We're going to have a quick look at the market anyway. So, yeah, Bitcoin was the only one that went up out of all the stock markets. We've had huge crashes. We've had this talk about, you probably heard about it, these 10 years upward movement, this real positive movement in the markets. And we've had some serious crashes. So there could be some serious issues in the markets in general in the new year. We've always suspected, I don't know whether this will be the case, this could just be a coincidence, okay? But we've always suspected that, as they do with gold, when there's a danger in the markets, people normally put their money in gold because it's a safer place to store, okay? It's a safer place to store your value, okay? Because that's what gold is, basically. So it's a safer place. Now, some people have even said, and I agree with them, that cryptocurrency, certainly Bitcoin itself, is the equivalent to that and better as a safe bet. Now, will that happen? Is that happening now? And could that be the case next year? Could people see this as a safer bet for their money rather than keeping it in the markets, which are basically tanking at the moment? You have to have a close look at that. If you want to look at it, check it out. But there is problems on the markets in general across the board. So we'll have a look at that. Anyway, no matter what happens, right? No matter what happens, don't forget, I'm here. I'm always staying here. Doesn't really matter what happens. Up, down, sideways, it doesn't really matter. I'm here, constantly learning more, constantly thinking about the cryptocurrencies. I'm in this space. I want to be part of this space. I want to continue being part of this space. And I want to get better and improve on the channel that I've got, the stuff that I provide on this channel. And, you know, I'm very, very small. I think I've got something like 160 odd subscribers. Obviously not all of them watch my videos all the time, and but I am open to grow, and I am open to offer you more, of course. Don't forget, if you've got anything you want to speak to me, right, you can do. I do get some private messages, well, ask me about certain things and stuff like that. If you do get anything, you can ask me in private, or you can ask me in the comments below, of course. Don't forget about that. But I wanted to close this, guys, today to just let you know that I love this space still. 2018 hasn't scared me. In fact, I'm looking at more opportunities. Don't forget, it is a long-term investment. You are more likely going to get faster and better growth in this market currently than you would in most, or if not all, of markets. Even before the crash, you weren't going to get the percentage of growth that you get here. But there is risk. Okay, there is risk. You have got to look at different reasons that it goes up and down. Different reasons for these crashes. Now, don't listen to the FUD and the rubbish saying, oh, cryptocurrency's dead, oh, Bitcoin's dead. Look at this. It's currently 4 times the amount it was just under 2 years ago. That's very good. Obviously, if you got in late 2017, your portfolio won't look so good. Hold it out, relax, Learn more about what you're investing in. Learn more about it. And don't forget, it's not just about speculative, okay? Yes, there is money to be made in cryptos, but it isn't just about that. There is a fundamental use case and many other fundamental use cases of the blockchains and the cryptocurrencies. And they're not a small thing. They're not a thing to be sniffed at. So as far as I'm concerned, these things are not going anywhere. And long term, they are going to be a lot bigger and a lot larger than what they are now. So don't forget, think about these things as opportunity for the new year, opportunity for 2019, opportunity for years to come, but also widen your vision and think longer term. Well, listen, guys, I love you all, okay? If you're in the crypto world and you're a bit nervous, let me know. If you are loving it and you're like me, you're pretty steadfast and you're not worried about it, then let me know that as well. But love you all. Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you all in the new year. Take it easy and have a good Christmas meal.